Who said that?
I was saying to my man Omar, you know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
All right.
He was like, yo, he don't like Poe because Poe had something to do with one of his family members getting killed. So most likely Poe probably had an issue with some of the sequences. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Um, Randy Love touched on it with Small Paul shit. I guess Small Paul ran down, whatever the case may be. His son was like, he was looking for Poe, and I guess Randy Love said he popped on Small Paul. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
May he rest in peace. And that they never got a chance to explore. Like they never got a chance to explore Poe, but Randy Love. But he
Shot.
said they wasn't extorting Poe, but they was extorting Rich.
Turn the
Now my
oven off.
question is, was it business with Rich Porter and Preacher, or was it how he tried to paint this picture?
Well, from what I'm hearing, it was like business with Preacher and Rich. Because at the end of the day, Rich could have easily had Preacher knocked off. He was running with some of the heaviest hitters from top of the hill, man. Like the doo wops, the LAs, Craig O's. Them dudes is nothing to play with, and they wouldn't have never allowed that to happen to Rich. He was like the little brother to them.
Which I'm happy you here. I'm happy. You know what I'm happy you here for? This is a hard conversation. Okay, AZ's building, his infamous building from that scene, right?
Yep.
It wasn't his that's his building, Z.
That's my building.
Okay, okay. Let's
We
get to it. But it wasn't his brother-in-law who had the building on smash. It was Blue and them niggas, right? Am I correct?
it
They
was
was in that
blue.
building.
It was blue at first.
Let's talk about it.
It was
Talk to me.
blue.
Start.
It was blue that had the building on smash first. AZ was still
Yes.
young. Blue is older than A. Blue was from the fourth floor, and
Yes.
I was in junior high school at the time. A was probably right around about high school era. And Blue was killing the building. He even used to have neighborhood watch. The niggas that worked for him, he used to have them. My brother Cuckoo, God bless the day, from the Bronx, well known. He used to have them sitting in the hallway with a desk, making sure all the old ladies and all that was cool. But he was pumping hard out of there. But he never was one of them. He would get fly, but he ain't no jury dude. He ain't buy a lot of cars and all that. And I guess you could say he printed the blueprint for A and them. When A started getting money, they started getting the cars and all that, which created the saga to all this fly BBSs and all that stuff after that.
Now, I'm happy you said that because paid in full, that's how the scene should have looked in that kind of park. You know what I'm saying? You hear me? It
Right.
should have been that. That should have been this. Some niggas in the building that was getting money. And Blue and them was official. This is the era. We talk about that era, the hard cocaine era. Pause, allegedly, right? We talk about
Facts.
that era. We're talking about a nigga who was going to war with the Spranglers and all that, a little something. You know what I'm saying? You hear me?
Well, Blue ain't never go to war with the Spanglers. Spanglers they used to go to war with each other. The Kirkies and the Spanglers. Kirkies was from up 150 something, man. The Spanglers was right next to us, next to my building, Pee Wee and all of them.
Yes.
And
It was funny you said that because, sorry, Bootsie. I'm going to let you finish.
yeah, but I'm just about to say, my homie had the store right next door. All the Jamaican dudes, man, and those was our homies. But you know who was Blue was going to war with Mr. Nick, if y'all don't know who that is, from 148th.
Yeah, I know that.
OG, old timer, good dude, but one of them dudes is nothing to play with at all. And that was their era. Give me that remote.
Right? Correct.
Yeah, you cut it off.
Correct.
And
I think Blue got to come out of a club or something like that, right? Some shit like that.
yeah, I think it was a club or something, man.
Yeah.
I forgot exactly what it was. I used to know back in the day. I forgot what it was. That was the big brother. He used to see us come out the going to school in the mornings. He'd be like, yo, y'all got money? Y'all got money? We'd be like, nah, we ain't got no money. He'd be like, all right, hold up. He runs, tell somebody go upstairs. Go upstairs and grab that bag. Come down with a bag. And we in junior high school.
Yes.
Give me the remote, bro. And we in junior high school. He come down, get the bag. He say, here go 100 for you. Here go 100 for you. Here go 100 for you. Yeah, y'all good now. Now y'all can buy lunch. Yo, we jumping in cabs now. We ain't getting on no train or no bus.
Now, the reason why I'm touching on the Blue thing because we can't talk about Rich mention A without speaking about the generation before them, like them and that generation. Remember, this is when cocaine was allegedly $100 a gram. You know what I'm saying? This is a different
Right.
time, right? This is before crack. This is like way before crack took it to the moon. This is still a hammer on them. Cocaine. Now you was there. You was around for this.
Facts.
The transitioning. Oh, I'm sorry.
I said facts. I'm listening to you.
The transition of the game. Because ain't them to go to making cars. But as you was in junior high school, you began to see a transition.
Facts.
The money started to change. These niggas started running around. Now, when you first hit the block, my man faster than your building, correct? Facts. His name is he just died. Cough.
Fat Tracy.
Yes, Fat
Nah,
Tracy.
he lived on the corner, 145th. Right there, that building on the corner right there where Gangsta Lou used to be hustling at.
Yeah. That's my guy. He's your people. Rest in peace to him, man.
Yeah, that's my brother. I just was with him. I understand how that happened.
What happened? He had diabetes. I know he had diabetes.
He had a heart attack though. He had a heart attack.
Yeah. He was good people, man. He brought me to the Spanish joint, that brownstone that they got. They be cooking food out of.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now this is because you know what I think? I think nobody's going to the earlier. So in that time when y'all was growing up, y'all really wasn't going to war like it was just niggas were just getting things just happening, but niggas was just getting money.
That's a fact.
So dudes just getting money. It wasn't too much of a like we had single kids, we had this, but niggas was getting money. Minding their business, getting their money. Am I correct?
That's a fact. I just spoke about that yesterday on one of my podcast joints. We was getting money. We ain't care about none of that wilding and beefing and all that. Just don't bother us. That's it.
Oh, yo, this is dope. This is dope. You know what I say this is dope for? Because now it breaks down to when A had his turn. By the time A had his turn in the building, the block, it's still a coke era. Just the price of it's cheaper. It was still a coke era, actually. You know what I'm saying? It was still a coke era.
Well, when A started in the cleaners.
Bingo.
And what it was, he was working in there, and Mr. Jimmy, that's his name, Mr. Jimmy, you know, like A, and A was always working, always on time. Before that, A used to just sit on the stoop. We used to be coming home from school, and A be on the stoop. And, you know, everybody give him a pound like the big brother to everybody. We got to go in the house and do our homework and all that. Later on, he started working in the cleaners. And when he started working in the cleaners, you know, I started being outside more. I started going down to the cleaners and hanging out with them and stuff like that. And I used to see little certain things he was doing. I wanted to, you know, I was into trying to get me some money because I used to go to work with my mom's, and she worked at a bank, and I used to watch a lot of that. So A used to, you know, had the old timers in there playing checkers and cards and all that. Then I noticed a little later on, I'm just going through it real quick. Then I noticed a little later on, he passing them something and they passing the money and breaking out. But I couldn't see what it was. Then when it got to the point where he figured out a chemistry, niggas was selling bottles for $40. He ran into somebody that was giving it to him for cheaper, and he figured out, cut the price in half. And also, if they want to buy it, cut it in half for $20. And if they want to buy half a bottle, he'll provide that as well and let them pull out a dollar bill.
Hold on. Sorry. $40. So this paid $40 for a bottle, bro?
Yeah, back in the day. Yep. He dropped the price down to $20. And he'll let you get half. And you can just pull out a dollar bill, he'll pour half of the bottle in there and put the cap back on it. Somebody else want to get a half, he'll just get him that half a bottle that's left. And that's how he started the process from the cleaners. And he left the cleaners. I don't know if it's the part of him getting fired or the part he was just getting too much money. He started selling in front of the building, selling himself. He was doing all the work himself. And after that, I just noticed that he started bringing his cousin, name is Darren, from the Bronx, trustworthy dude. He started off with A, and then the rest was history. That building started pumping. Then here come the Fat Tracy, which is Fats that you were just talking about, brought Gangsta Lou down to the hill, to our block.
It's funny you said that. he said that. He said, yo, he brought Gangsta to the block.
Yep.
Piece of facts. Yes, he said that. Yes, he said that.
And and I think I want to say he was working with Blue and them, but I can't remember. But I know some kind of
He
way.
told me that. That Bad
Said he was working with Blue. He was fucking with Blue and them.
Right.
Bad said that too. Bad told me that too. He was fucking with. Bad said he was hustling for Blue.
Right.
He said he was hustling for Blue.
And,
Yes.
and then after that, him and AZ got together, and however it clicked. They clicked, got tight, and just a bunch of few people in and out. In and out, but I used to want to work with A. He was gonna be like, nah, you're too young. He would never let me hustle. But he used to let me deliver the clothes sometime and put some money in my pocket because that's the type of dude he was. He'd look out for you.
Right, because you just said something right there. Salute to you in the building, you know what I mean? I want you to touch just on that. How you just couldn't go outside and just pick up a pack and get money, you know what I'm saying? You had to either be the pick of the litter or you had to get permission, just to be honest, you know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
Talk about that.
So yeah, he was like, nah, you're too young, man. And I'm like, but I'm in junior high school now. I'm like, man, my mind twiddling. I'm seeing this little money being passed around. One day I go to school, one of my little Spanish homies in my class was stealing from his brother. His brother was, I guess, a connect or whatever. And he bought me some work and he gave it to me. And I bought it to A. I said, see, I told you I could get you this, man. He laughed at me, looked at it, opened it up, put it on his hand and licked it. He was like, damn, this is some good stuff. You say you can get some? I'm like, yeah. My homie told me he can get it. I went and did my research. So anyway, I get back to school, asked homie could he get some of it. His brother caught him and beat the hell out of him. So that was a wrap with that.
That's the end of the plug.
Yeah, that was the end of the plug before it even started.
Before you started. Yo, now, you know what's funny? Yo, what's funny is I remember 1988, right? There's a guy, some people, because I guess they said he did bad, but he met a girl in the club called Roseland. He would come to my block a lot. And I guess he was getting money over there, but on Broadway. The Sugar Hill Tone in them, you know what I'm saying? I knew him when he was crashing cabs to my block, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I remember going to the west side, and it was different where he was at. So now you're going to the cleanest shop with a closed door. How did y'all get to that shit in 140? How did that move happen? That created a whole atmosphere. What they call it? That shit on 145th?
The jukebox.
Yes. How did y'all get there? That changed the world? That changed the world, bro. You hear me?
Well, the building was jumping so much. It was crazy. Jumping. We was doing about 60,000 a day right there in front of inside of the building. So
that's dope money, son.
Yeah. Yeah, because A ran into a connect where he was getting the birds. The birds was like 21, 22. He got it for 16. So that was 8,000 a eighth. He was getting it from Nunu and them. So he decided Gangsta Lou Moms owned a store down the hill. It was called the Green Door. And she was ready to let it go or give it up or something. But A told him, tell her I rented out from her. So he rented it out from her, and he had rented out the jukebox as well, which was right next door. Opened it up, put the video games in there and all that. So my boy Jason, God bless the dead, if you know about Jason, Ray, and all of them.
Yes, I heard about them, yes.
When he opened it up, I don't know exactly how he met Jason, but once he opened it up, Jason was basically one of the lieutenants that was running the jukebox. So as time go on, and I kid you not, I just told, that's why I was speaking to Cameron, like that era right there, my brother, you do $1,000 in 5 minutes, literally. And niggas be standing around waiting till the other pack come in. But it came to a point where A had to come up with a system, man, having dudes bottle up all day. You leave with A and go bottle up, you might just be a regular nigga that he cool with. You coming back with 2,000, 3,000 in your pocket just from bottling up. So then they moved what they know. He got the jukebox first, and then next door he got Gangsta Lou Mom's store, and then they started hustling in the store that they got from Lou Mom's, and then keep the work in the games. Later on down the road, when Jason started branching out back downtown on 18th Street where he was at, a brother was running the jukebox, and A put me in position to help him run the jukebox. So I used to either get to work, take it over there next door, get the money, put it back in, lock the joint up and all that, and wait for whoever to come to get the money, take the A, or A come get the money. So that era definitely changed the game, and it started clicking, 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 clicking so much until some robbery stuff happened.
Bingo. Now this way, so I'm happy you're breaking it down. So the jukebox was popping. There was no Alpo in sight. Not mentioning his name, but he had with no conversation. This was just you guys. That was y'all.
No, Alpo was around. He was around. He was around from up the hill. Alpo, when A had the building up the hill, Alpo used to come through. I used to see this dude riding doing wheelies from 146 all the way up to 148, straight up on a orange and gray Suzuki joint with a helmet on. I'm like, man, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
And so that was his point of coming through, showing off for A, and then A Hood for him to be down and get down. So what he did, when he when A finally get down, rock with him. It was one point in time, Lou was supposed to Lou the one brought Alpo around too. And Lou was supposed to, they used to have a spot in Lenox Terrace and bottling up. And they was up there bottling up one time, and they come downstairs, Alpo sleep on the motorcycle. Sleep. They was like, damn, I forgot that, man, he was out here, man. And A sent the nigga to go upstairs and get him an eighth, and got an eighth and gave it to Alpo. And Alpo never looked back after that. And we still was on the hill then. We wasn't at the jukebox yet.
And I remember on the east side, there's a couple of guys that would Washington. Where I'm from, I lived in Washington. So Washington Projects, there was a couple of individuals he was giving packs. A couple of niggas that were, before Brooklyn element came in my project, which sounds weird, but but they was in my projects, and there was a couple of guys that was taking packs from Alpo, and something that we called the D. But man, people had work in the D at this point in time. You know what I'm saying? This is like this is the beginning. And I remember on my block, they tried to do that jukebox, that same scene, but it was a fake video store.
Right.
The police rushed it. They rushed it like a week later. Like it had a 2-week run, and the police rushed it. It was on like 100th Street in Lexington. But people said that was Poe. Like Poe was trying to do that over there. But instead of niggas, you know what I'm saying, the Spanish niggas getting rid of him, they just sent the police at him. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
The police rushed it.
Wow.
But Zeke, remember that was that police, that little Spanish nigga that was yeah. So he already had his hands and everything.
Yeah, they got rid of Poe. They got rid of Poe with no violence. He just rushed the joint. They raided it, and then that left. But they created that element. That was the fake video joint, and dude just getting it for the low. You know, them Puerto Rican niggas go there forever. You know what I'm saying?
So not to cut you off, so with the jukebox, right? After that robbery happened and all that, A was like, Poe got things taken care of. Let me say it that way. He got things taken care of, and A was like, I don't even want to be here no more, man. Shit taunted now, man. Said y'all can keep it. He used to ask Gangsta Lou if he wanted. He asked Stan if he wanted. Stan was like, nah, I'm going with you. Gangsta Lou, you want it? Nah, we rolling wherever you go, man. Alpo, you want it? Poe was like, man, I'll take it. My man Jay will run it. Alpo got it and gave it to his boy Jay, and that's where you be seeing Manny, Black Manny be talking about he was running it, because Manny and them was working next door out of the building, out of Manny building next door, and doing they thing, doing they numbers too. So when he gave it to Jay get it. We moved to 133rd on Mace Block between Lenox and 7th, and opened up on the 3rd floor up there. That's what the dude got thrown out the window. They said Alpo threw the dude out the window, which was Jason Holboy. I don't really want to say his name. He got family members out, but but it was Kato that did it, from what I'm hearing. But
The original kill, not the young one.
yeah, that's my little bro Ricky Runo. But the original Kato used to wear the furs on the island and all that. Yeah, Kato, that's my big bro. So God bless him.
That's Big Smooth man, my man. They say he died, but D Smooth and all of them, Shoe and all of them.
Yeah, he got killed there by I think right there on my block in the right in the little Chinese spot, little Jamaican nigga or something shot him up, scared of him. So um when they when we moved down there, um so when Jay get the spot, the joint jumping, it's jumping. And now Lou and them, gay salute them, man, yo, man, we think we gonna go move over there, man. Go, he's like, they was like, nah, I ain't doing that. I ain't taking it back from him. I had gave y'all opportunity first.
Yeah. They didn't want it.
They ain't want it. So they created more history with the jukebox afterwards. We was over there on 133rd, and then after the incident, throwing out the window and all that, Abe had found the spot. And our boy, little Sherman, Fat Sherman, he was like the one with the jobs and all that, but still do his little 1-2. He put his name on the store right there on 32nd Street. That's how the location 132 came about. Started facts. So we started in that store right there, over there. Had the customers find wherever that dude AZ went to, man. Them customers was coming, man, because niggas couldn't beat the numbers he was doing and how he was doing it, man. And after he moved out of the store, it was right there on the corner, right on the avenue, pumping out of that building. So it kept fluctuating it. And the rest was history. That's when the mob style came and he almost got shot. I mean, when he got shot up. But Stan got kidnapped by some of my, people in the Boogie Down Bronx because Alpo owed money to my nigga. And Alpo was hiding from him. Alpo was hiding.
Because of Alpo.
Yeah, it was because of Alpo.
That he did it.
He was with Stan when Stan was with Alpo when he picked the work up. And then, AZ talked about it on Say Cheese now, but I've been spoken about it. A suppose they got mad at me for speaking about it, but I'm like, as if it wasn't reality. But yo, bro, this is reality because you told it to me. So everybody else taking our stories and running with it. Why would you want your little brother to run with it and tell the story? And then now he tells the story on Say Cheese. You know what I'm saying? But I've been told this a year some change ago, and I told him that Alpo wasn't as tough as all of y'all keep saying. He ain't no punk and none of that. I'll give him, yeah, he tough and he was a gangster, whatever. But the end of the day, he knew who to play with, just like any other gangster. Gangsters don't play with gangsters. That's a fact. Bully don't play with bullies. That's a fact. And he had owed my people some bread. I just don't speak their name because they doing good now. They ain't in the streets no more. They doing excellent out here with what they doing. But if Stan wasn't with Pope, he wouldn't have been involved. But they couldn't find Pope. They kept coming to my block all the time, coming to my block all the time. And the little brother is my peer. You know what I'm saying? To this day, that's my brother, which the big brother's my bro. But they kept coming. They kept going to 3-2. They was going to East Side. Could never find them. A said it in the Say Cheese. Joy said that. Poe was like, man, that work was whack. But if it was whack, you supposed to give it back. But he was ducking and ducking. So just what happened one day, my homie and them was on the block, and they seen Stan going home. And that was it. In the car. And but they didn't kill him though. They took him to the George Washington Bridge, had him on the bridge and told him, yo, call this nigga A, man. So he called A, man, yo, they got me the bridge, this. And this is how I know the story. Cause A was going, yo, I'm like, what up, kid? Where you going? I'm standing in front of the building. He was running up in his mom's crib. He's like, yo, hold on, I'll be right back. He ran in the crib, grabbed 30 grand, came back out. And he was like, man, I gotta get this nigga Stan, man. These niggas done snatched him up. Because his Poe ain't pay that money. I'm like, word? He's like, yeah, I'll be right back. And that's how Stan got out of that situation. And I spoke highly about A because A the one that saved Stan's life that day. Because other than that, them people that had him, they ain't nothing to play with. They don't care if you Alpo, preacher, reacher, whoever you is. They come to see you.
So now, you know what? Because this is where a lot of people, not only a lot of people, this is where I was, so that I could get some context from this. because I mean, we don't want to glorify this shit though. You know what I'm saying? But
Facts.
AZ getting when he got shot, right? Fuck the other two niggas, but Kevin Clark. Kevin, that's the brother. That's no Snake, right?
That's the one that
How did you?
told on the two
Yes.
brothers because A didn't know them guys. He just knew Kevin. And for them to get them two names, when Kevin turned himself in, is when they found out them two guys' names.
Yeah, them other two guys.
And
In
but
your heart, how did you feel about that situation? When he was like, yo, fuck that. In your heart, did you feel that A testified to save himself from I don't know what conspiracy theory he put together, or was it because they killed like innocent people in that situation? In your heart.
in my heart, and see, this is what I'm gonna say. At back then, nobody know these cameras was gonna be catching up, and these internets was gonna be catching up to everything to be really put out there for everybody to really have public opinion. You know what I'm saying? And back then, when that happened, that lady Miss Joanne got killed, her homegirl got killed, and all that was like it was done on a sucker move, also, because he was looking out for that nigga, Kevin. He was looking out for him. He came home from jail. He was dating A's sister, and A was like, "I'm gonna help you put money in your pocket." He was giving him work to take to his block and all that. According to A, when he was out, had the gun on him, he was telling me you wasn't looking out for me enough. But I'll get to that too. But in my heart, me, if somebody did something to me, I'm handling my business. And that's real talk. And I'm not speaking about something like, how niggas will say certain things and just be talking. I've been through it before. I've had them things pulling me. I just ain't been shot. But, I've been robbed. Even down in Durham, I've been robbed. Because I tell you about it, and I shook this whole town up looking for this one supposed to be the gangster dude down here. It got out of hand where I had to fall back because people started talking about it too much. But that's me. So with it being said, with the old lady getting killed and all of the above, when I first talked about it on Queen's Flip, I was like, well, only thing y'all might could say, AZ is a punk because he didn't want to get out there and handle his business, but because he had power, he had Poe and all of them at the same time, Rich Porter, everybody was still out there at the time. So, but I don't see nothing that was really to save himself from. But
That was the reason why I said that. See, we're gonna stay there because that was the narrative that was painted. Like, yo, A was trying to save himself, and I'm gonna say this right because me and A was going at it one time. You at best, whatever the case may be. Because I got my own beliefs. Whatever my beliefs is, that's my beliefs.
nah, facts.
You know what I'm saying? So, one thing I'm gonna say is we never got this deep into the context of it because this interview with certain people. Now, when that happened, right? The thing was, damn, nobody never called A rat in other conversations. Like we bought Mob Style. So we'll get back. Like when we bought Mob Style, we were supporting A. When A made was going on, Black, we loved that on video music box. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
When Mob Style performed, we paid to go to the Cherry Lounge and the rest of this shit to watch them niggas perform. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So nobody ever said, yo, he's a rat, he ain't supporting this nigga. It was like, we got behind him. It was like, everybody just totally forgot that he testified. So there had to be, how was it, the crowd that you was around, there had to be the people you was around, did they feel like that was just whack what happened with Joanne? Like, yo, son, like you said, ain't a punk, but you can't look at him in that situation of him being a rat. If I'm saying this correct. You know
Yeah, nah, I ain't saying that you can't look at him as not being a rat. I'm just saying people, if anything, y'all could be calling him a punk. Well, basically, that's what it sounds like too. But I can't say what another man can't call another man that took the stand and pointed the finger at people. But the end of the day, this what I compared it to, right?
Yes.
The other day, I said, yo, if a woman getting raped, if a man breaking your house and a woman getting raped and he hold you at a gunpoint and he raping your home, she ain't even your wife, she just your homegirl, and he raping her in front of you and you know who it is, and then they run out and they get caught for it and all that. Do you testify against that? Or would you be called a rat for testifying?
That's deep. You're right. You gotta say, nah, I can't testify against this nigga because I live by these principles. Or you gonna go, man, fuck that. There's a bunch of niggas that have done that in the past, though. You know what I'm saying? There's a bunch of people that have testified in situations, even that superb situation, the original superb situation. You know what I'm saying? It's wrong. Those niggas testified against superb. You know what I'm saying? But
And that's my point. It's like, so now they came in there, they did worse than rape a woman. They killed a woman, two women. A man almost killed the young girl. She was young, almost killed her. So, you know, do is there any point in time where those street ethics kind of go out the window for certain things, or do we let the new world, new generation dictate? Once you touch drugs, you automatically gotta accept what comes with it.
if you know, every drug dealer was in the street nigga after 88. You know what I'm saying? You hear me?
Right.
Some niggas are just selling crack to sell crack. You didn't have to be tough no more. You know what I'm
Facts.
saying? That wasn't
I
88.
said
You know
that.
what
I
I'm saying?
said the same thing.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it was regular people that had jobs was hustling. Sherm that got the store for 8 had a regular job and he was hustling. And he ain't no tough nigga. He ain't no punk, but he ain't one of them dudes.
Now, Kevin Clark, because he's gonna Kevo. Now, he could have just dusted up nigga moms and brother and all that. You know what I'm saying? Like, he could have just did what he wanted to do. I
Well,
used to see Kevin Clark. Was he like a grimy, like, did he see he had too much going on that I don't think he could sustain what A was trying to do for him?
yeah, he had that grimy look to him to me, but he was a smooth with the waves, smooth dressed dude, all that. He always fly. But he one of them laid back. Now, you know, when I first met him and seen him, because I used to catch him and Pop kissing in the hallway and all that.
Yeah.
And I looked at him as a smooth dude, so I couldn't say that he was grimy at the time. But after, this situation happened, then yeah, it was grimy. But Alpo had seen him the day after that happened. Alpo ran into him, and he didn't know that A was on the stretcher, thought he was going to die, told his sister, Robin, said, Kevin did this to me. Kevin did this to me if I die. Kevin did this to me. So she called Poe and them and told him. And he ran into Kevin and was like, yo, man, A got shot up, man. We don't know who did what. We trying to figure out what's going on. Come to the block. Meet us at the block. He never came to the block, never came to the block. So we knew where his mother lived at.
Yes.
So me, Rich Porter, my homeboy named Keith Caesar, and one of Rich homeboys. And
Yes.
and me, Rich Porter, all of us, he gave us the toys. And we was over there outside of Lionel Hampton, is where his mother, Kevin's mother, lived at. We was out there waiting all day for him to come. And
You know what I'm saying?
you know what was gonna happen when he would have came to the house. But so Alpo kept riding around just to see if he see him. He's on the streets riding around back over to location 3-2 and wherever else he know Kevin to be and back riding. Yo, he ain't came yet? Nah, I'll be back. Chilling out there. Make it he'll leave, he'll come back. Dang, he still ain't came yet? Like, nah. One of the dudes, one of my homie was like, man, let's just go upstairs and do his mom's. And he was like, yeah, we just put in the bathtub. We ain't got to shoot it and throw the iron in there. And Rich Porter was like, nah, we ain't doing that. Nah, we ain't doing that. That man mother ain't got nothing to do with that, man. This about him, man. This about him. And A called him. So I seen Rich on the phone, but A had confirmed this with me right before I did the Queen's Flip joint. He was saying he told Rich to fall back, stand down on that. Because Rich was like, come on, man, we've been out here long, man. Let's go. Let's break out. He said because the police kept coming in there, bothering him, trying to talk to him, way before they even operated on him and all that. He said, now, if something happened to that man mom's, they gonna... So they told him just fall back. So after that, we left, gave homie his toys back, and me and my boy went back to my block.
So I want to ask you, so he was looking out for this guy. Like, if he needed something, he'd take this, hold your block down bill.
Yeah, he was giving him money. First, he started giving him money, and then he started giving him work. He was giving him like an eighth,
Yeah, that's
helped
good
him
money
buy a
back
car,
then.
helped him get a
Yeah.
car, all that. And
He said something about him smoking crack, but yeah, keep going. He said something about son was a crackhead. He was starting, son was getting high.
I don't know. Being that you said it, Mike got a whiff of that. Like might have when he was before he got out of jail. But
Yeah.
you know, he was getting work going back and forth. But A used to take him over there to the house, Miss Joanne house, to bottle up. And he see a safe in there. In his mind, his institutionalized mind, it was a lot of
Yeah.
money in there.
Yeah.
And that's when he told them brothers he got a lick for him. And that's what he did. And nobody knew them brothers. So Kevin went on the run. When he went on the run, he called a payphone one day. I'm standing by the payphone because we used to always have our girls and our homies call that payphone. Hey, all our
Yes.
niggas on the block. So he called, I answered the phone. I'm just thinking if anybody called him, I might have to get a phone to one of my homies. I know his voice. He's like, hello, let me speak to Junior. That's AZ name inside of his house. That's how you know
Okay.
this dude was inside. He was
Yes.
like, I'm like, what? He was like, yeah, let me speak to Junior. I said, who, AZ? He was like, yeah. I said, he ain't out here. Who this? He said, don't worry about that. Just tell him that situation, man, that he got going on, man. Tell him, man, yeah, let's just keep that in the street, man. I said, who? He said, don't worry about it. I said, man, I ain't telling ain't nothing. Suck a dick. And I hung up on him.
Yes.
So,
Wow. So he called. Now he's trying. Now his head hits him. Oh shit, yo, keep it in the street. But at this point, he think he about to die. You know what I'm saying? So whatever happened, happened. You know what I'm saying? But
yep.
you
And
know what's huh?
Kevin went on the run though, and he came. He went to. I want to say they said he went to Tennessee or Kentucky somewhere on the Greyhound, and he turned himself in, and
Now,
that's how he got
yes.
caught. He turned himself in.
Now, in 1995, I was in ACM, and they brought them back down for their appeal because some shit happened with their case. I believe they offered them like 20 years or 10 years. They gave him a new offer, like fuck it, just cop out. And they didn't want to cop out, and this is why they're still in jail. So they're not in jail now because of easy. Because they had to appeal, they offer you something. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yo, get out the way. We'll just give you 30 years. You know what I'm saying? You hear me?
Right.
Because the state messed up. They decided not to take the plea. You know what I'm saying? You hear me?
Wow. Yeah, I remember
And
that though. I didn't remember
yes,
what
I was
distinct what
right in
happened.
battle with them. Yes,
Wow.
I was in HCM. They came, they bought it because something happened with their case. They threw it out. It was the court's fault. Some shit with Kevin. They threw all their shit out. These dummies want to come home. So instead of them thinking smart, like, yo, fuck it, I've been down 10 or 15. Let me take, I could do 15 more years. You know what I'm saying? You hear me?
Right.
They don't want to do that. So what happened was they went all the way. They retried them again, and then that's why they got 130. You know what I'm saying?
Dang, that's crazy.
So they're not in jail because of AEC right now. They're in
Somebody
jail
told
because
me
of
that.
stuff.
They
Yes,
they
that's a
said
fact. They
they
retried.
said that
They retried.
they wanted to take that stigma off of A. They said he ain't really do testify. Maybe that's what they talking about on that part right there.
Yeah, on the appeal joint. Because on the appeal joint, they had to do the case house. When they retried you, you got to go through the process again. 1995, I know you would have knew AG got on this. 1995 was different. You know what I'm saying? You know,
Right.
if anyone got on the stand in 1995, you know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
They
Facts.
retried them. Yeah, retried them because they do their case out. They was down on the appeal. And you can actually Google this shit, actually. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And these dummies went to trial again, and they got what they got. Now, most of the time, when they bring you down on the pill and the state fuck up, they offer you something. You know what I'm saying? Don't think you get 130 years because they offer you 100. Sometimes they try to get you out the way. Here, take 50 to life. Some niggas don't think they can do 50, so that's why they get all the time in the world. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They get the maximum they can get. One in the pill, the state fucked up. They said my man said they offered them niggas like 10 years, 10 to 20, bro. You hear me?
Dang.
Because the state's fucked up.
Right.
And
That's
they
crazy.
went back. So this is why they in jail now. So now, you know what I'm saying? Only thing to get them out of jail now is the party.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, so, so just put you on. They're not in there because of A now. They in jail because of themselves.
I got you.
You feel me? They ain't want to cop out. I already topped out. Fuck that. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah. That's
I can do
crazy.
15 more years. I've been down 15 already. The niggas is only down like 10, right? That 9 5, like 8 to 7 years. So now I want to ask you a question. How, how was it that A was able to testify on the stand and pop up at the rooftop? That never happened. How was this? Was this? Was AZ still fucked up?
How was he able to testify? What? Say that again.
And pop up at the rooftop, be in the middle of the dance floor. Was Avery like fucked up? Is that? No, let me be correct.
He was
Like,
at the
he
rooftop?
testified. Oh, that's what I said. He wasn't at the rooftop, right? He was
Eh,
making music, wasn't he?
I don't know. He wasn't at no rooftop.
See,
Ain't like to hang out.
yeah, see how the movie do? The movie made it look like, yo, he was outside and da 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 da. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the only time A might have went somewhere was one of them Rich Porter function or Alpo function or something like that when he was hustling. I might have seen him get dressed up once or twice to go to something, or maybe to one of the homies' wedding, twin wedding A went to, but partying and all that, he ain't never was one of them that cared about doing
Now,
none of that.
now, I got my beliefs and situations that I was around. I was on the east side, young. You know, I was in high school. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, but I'm gonna say this: in 1995, when I was at HCM, these guys came back down for the pill. They retried these niggas. You know what I'm saying? You hear me?
Yep.
They could have copped out, bro. They could have took 50. They'll be home right now. Right now, the niggas still alive, bro. They'd have been home right now. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
they'd have
saying?
been
So,
home, man. That's a fact.
so I don't think A never knew that. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe he do. I don't think he knows this. You know what I'm saying? He didn't know they came out on the pill, but he never went back to be testified. You know what I'm saying? I think the person who testified, whoever went back to testify with this, like one of the victims, you know what I'm saying? It was more so the evidence against him. Remember, the niggas are Kevin would have sleeping on them niggas, so now it's all, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
They got the pill because I think Kevin Clark knew one of the jurors, and that's how they got these shit rocked. They retried it. And all those stupid niggas they came back down at the same time again because they retried it. And
Right.
I want to plead out. Now, they'll sit and tell you a lie. Yo, it won't be 80 years. Get the fuck out of here, bro. You know what I'm saying? You hear me?
Yeah.
Because now you have to look for the witnesses again. You gotta find these niggas. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you know how the state give it up. My man had the pill, came down here, take this 10. I fucking got it. Because you have to find the witnesses again. You just can't go up and hearsay. A lot of times when the pill get new evidence. In their situation, it wasn't new evidence. It was just a jury did some bullshit.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, touching back on it. Let's get back to the Woody Burgers, the SNS Club. Because you was young, my nigga, but you wasn't that young. Baby Kong and all this shit.
Facts. I was in all of it.
Now, when I was 17, 18, there was some guys on the east side that used to fuck with me and my mans. But we fuck with my mans because we was young. And they used to say AZ used to fuck with Daddy and Heck and all of them. You know what I'm saying? You hear me? And we seen them in our face. Like Ruben and them niggas from the east side.
Them my
we
brothers.
seen them in our face. Yes. They said A was hitting them niggas at one point in time. I'm doing some type of business with them. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think so.
Yeah, they were saying like A was fucking with them because Gangsta Lou used to be like on 117 sometimes. But you know what I'm saying?
Ruben used to come through and fuck with Rich Porter when he had the black Volkswagen, Audi. Yeah, Audi. Was it Audi? No, Volvo with the BBs on it. But but Ruben and them was messing with Deb, the female Deb, the dyke. That's who A was hitting her, and they was all up under her.
Bingo. See? And that was funny you said that.
And Johan.
That's
my.
Even my man Jerry Bugs and all them niggas. Bugs, that's my man. Now this is before Baby Mane became Baby.
And Daddy was locked up around that time. Daddy got locked up for something.
And Heck used to be in tab in the PS5 building. That's why I see Heck at. Yo, Heck, what's up? You gonna put me on? He used to be laughing all the time. And Poponte and them niggas. See, That's the East Harlem side of us. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact. That's
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
my other family.
That just broke that shit down because on my block, can't go a
Hey,
story. I'm not gonna take it out of the story, but Jerry, I grew up with Jerry from the Lynch Mob, 112. That's my man. And they had a beef with some older niggas on my block. So they took my block. Some shit happened on my block.
right.
And Papote, he shot my man. Now listen, Papote shoots my
Microwave.
man in the foot.
My
These niggas
black.
just shooting on target. And they went away, but these are the type of niggas that was running around on the east side. Those niggas was united from 117th to Wagner and all that shit. That was one whole big team. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, facts.
And definitely shout out to Stinking Lincoln Cigar Ball.
Yeah, that's a
Back
fact.
now, I'm
Stinking
gonna ask
Lincoln.
you a question. Now, question. So now we back. AZ in the hospital. He gets out. When did the music shit? When did y'all take that music shit serious? When? Cause when was it like, yo, I'm about to start doing this rap video shit? Like
That's true,
when?
bro.
Like that first video he had when he's in the jail cell and all this shit. That shit was like deep for us, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Well, when A got home, he started recovering, man. And you know, we used to have, you know, we outside, everybody with the things before he go in the house. Niggas walk in the building, make sure ain't nobody in there trying to be slick. And Gangsta Lou used to walk him in the house every night. And he started recovering and recovering. Once he recovered, and you know, kind of, you know, things settled down a little bit, he started saying, "Man, I think I'm gonna get into the rap game, man." And we started going over to New Jersey to this dude, white dude house. I think the dude's name was Jerry. And we used to go over there, and A just started doing beat. He was gonna rap by. He was started rapping by himself. So we'd get some beats, and we'll get the beats, and we'll go over there. That gangster shit, I named that joint one day. He listened to the beat,
Wow.
and I'm like, "Yo, that sound like that gangster shit." He was like, "That's what we naming this." I'm like, "Yeah." So we, you know, before that, he was doing and this before the one with the Rich Porter, the hold on, here it is before
Yeah.
Rich died and all that. But anyway, we was going over to Jerry house, and he started doing music and doing music. And the joints was coming out all right. Niggas was like, damn, hey, you could rap. First he started doing jokes like comedian. A was really funny and know how to tell jokes. But he took that passion on to do that music stuff, and then he was like, "Man, I'm gonna write Whip Wop a verse." So the verses you was hearing from Whip Wop, A was writing them for Whip Wop, and he took Whip Wop over there, and Wop nailed it. And then
Wow.
Lou started hearing it, and Lou was like, he took Lou to the studio, and Lou and when he put Lou in the booth, Lou was like, "Man, I could do that, man." He was like, "All right, get in there, do it." Lou went in there, and aced it. He was like, "Who rhymes today?" He was like, "It was mine." Like Lou was one of the first to write without a pen, to rap without writing. People
Wow.
don't even know about that. And after that, they started putting the music out. Pretty Tone from Queens, Pretty Toe Capone used to come and hang around us all the time.
Are you from Queens?
Yeah, from Queens.
Oh.
And he used to hang around us all the time. And A took a liking to him, took him to the studio, and he went bonkers. And he like, oh man, that's how Mob Style was created. They start
Gotcha.
putting them hits out, and Easy E and them heard about it and start trying to come at him. That's why I was trying to tell Cameron. I did a nice little pull Cameron coat when he was saying he was bigger than AZ and he's the king of Harlem and all that. You're not the king, bro. And that's my bro, and I love him to
We was
death.
just speaking about that just
Yeah,
now.
thinking about that. Just talking about that.
Yeah, you're not the king, my brother. And the way we was moving, you can't come and go get a bird and go over there, or two birds and go over there and be rocking and rolling, and then gotta come back. We ain't have to go nowhere. We go right up the street, get more, go get more, go get more. You have to just continue what you're doing, go get it, pay somebody to take it over there and all that. Not only that, you never had a spot hustling, packaging it up, niggas working, a system running, and worry about the stick up kids and the extortionists and all that. You ain't never went through none of that. You can't be considered a king. Maybe the king of Ohio or Chicago, I'll give you that, because he was
Now,
getting some money. But
it's funny you said that because I remember it was Mob Style and they used to play EVE videos or video music box, right?
Mm-hmm.
So before we seen NWA, we seen Easy. It was a retarded video of him rapping in jail, but he was like, "Who the fuck is this with a Jerry curl on?" You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That was
Facts.
the interaction. So when Mob Style came out, it was like in that world there was conversation. Those niggas is from the street. I mean, he was from the streets of California. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
when Tim Dog made all that fun Compton shit, Easy, it made sense with already coming at Mob Style because it was a competition thing. I'm coming after that element because he wasn't coming at no rappers. He just came at them. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, it makes sense now. Because I remember Easy done the video was this. The first video I seen from AZ was rapping in a jail cell. Easy does it, Easy E was rapping in a jail cell.
Right.
Then he made What's Going On Black. And then it was like boom, boom. So that was big. Now remember, my generation was we bought NWA on bootleg tapes. Like, oh shit, Debbie said Compton fuck the police, but y'all niggas is like, y'all was our streets, bro. You know what I'm saying?
He was the real streets, bringing it to the music for real, and
Yeah, y'all was our streets.
and that's why NWA was feeling like somebody bit their style because they was the first to really be hardcore. But they didn't understand. Cool G Rap was the first hardcore rapper.
Yeah. They did this at Rikers Island. That
Right.
rhyme time.
Right. But he wasn't talking getting money though.
I said that. I said that in here too. People forget about G-Rap, so shout out to you.
Forget about G-Rap.
Always forget about rap. Keep going.
That's on Poison. That's on Poison that Velvet DeVoe had. They took that hook from G-Rap.
Yep.
Had Poison.
Yep. That's his voice.
That was Coochie Rap.
Facts.
He rapped that song in 88, 89.
Facts. That's his voice.
That's his voice. Poison.
Hey, Z Black, you don't remember Rap Mania?
Yeah, I remember that they had the concert all over the world shit. Yeah,
No, it was in Apollo, bro. The Rap Mania was the first battle with Bootsie and them in NWA. Remember that was the shit when I just came from DFY.
Finesse, I see you. That's a fact, boy. We know you remember. You be reminded me a lot of stuff, boy.
Yeah, can I ask you? AZ, so why did AZ and them niggas around all these niggas, right? Why they ain't invest in Big L and them niggas? Why they ain't ramp them up early if they had the money like that? Because hip hop wasn't the way it is now.
They was rappers. They was the real street.
Back then,
I ain't even know Big L at the time, and Big L wasn't even thought about. Big L wasn't even thought about around that time at all. You got it. Yeah, how Big L got on was through Lord Finesse, and Lord Finesse was signed with Ice-T.
Yeah,
Fact, Diamond DM niggas, that's a fact.
Nobody talks about that, bro.
Exactly.
Sign to Ice-T, bro.
Exactly.
That's Finesse side.
And Lord Finesse, we went to school together, huh?
Yep, they always Zulu. Yep, Bomb Style, Bob and them niggas, Donald D, Rhyme Syndicate. That's the shit Ice-T had pop. Warner Brother Records.
Exactly. And
Now, keep on.
so that's why, it wasn't no room for A to invest in nobody, and wasn't even thinking about investing in nobody. They still was building their brand. They got robbed from Colombia. Well, they got robbed because the Fed sent the nigga named Winston, African nigga, act like he do music, and A trusted in him. He stole the masters and all that, dipped out on A and them. So they wanted A to get back into the streets because they couldn't catch A and they ain't catch him for nothing. The Feds sent them in. Gangsta Lou caught the Winston nigga downtown at a party or something somewhere or outside and pistol whipped the nigga head up very bad. And the same dude when he got up under Kevin Childs and them too, if I ain't mistaken.
Yeah, I heard about that. He sort of played a part in Kevin Child's case. That's
Yep.
what he was talking about. The guy from the
Facts. And Columbia wanted to sign Mob Style, give him 300,000. That would have been one of the biggest deals in rap around that time. But A's sister Robin, baby father, which was her husband at the time, worked on WBLS. A was letting him be the manager because he was, somewhat in the industry. He tried to go and negotiate a bigger deal to try to get him some more money out of it. And they turned the whole deal down. So that's how Mob Style it got quiet for Mob Style. But overall, they was a big phenomenal. When Cam was saying, "You ain't make it. I'm a rapper. You a rapper, but you just didn't make it." He made it, and they was popping. People know about Mob all the way down to Virginia. But they just got robbed.
I remember the DJ Buck Wild tapes, right? He did mixtapes. Even when the mixtape beats between Pick and Free and Do, remember those more? We going into that element, right? You would hear that gangster shit, bro. Because the only other hot song to me was that Mr. Scarface shit. Like, we was into that element of hip hop.
That's a
That, that,
fact.
that, that ghetto brothers, the ghetto boys, that Mr. Scarface was rolling down the block. That shit, you know what I'm saying? And it was like, kick that gangster shit. I got front. That was the look from New York. You know what I'm saying? That was like when you went out of town and played kick that gangster shit. That was like our theme song, bro.
Yep.
It was like
That's the one that took A over the top and
yeah.
started getting noticed and recognition. That shit was killed the whole summer. You hear it riding in cars everywhere.
You know what I'm saying? I remember when the Juice Crew All Stars performed at the Apollo Theater. You know what I'm saying? And we were all outside. Just, niggas is outside 125th Street was crazy. And I just remember niggas.
L. Blizz said I had the Mob Style tape. Facts.
Like, them niggas created a style of stardom. You know what I'm saying? This is like I said, this is in hip hop money. This is niggas from the block putting up and at that time big cars, the Sterlings, the Fugos, the BMs. You're seeing black royalty, maybe hustling or whoever, but you just see black royalty at these concerts. Like, damn, son, these niggas is really getting money. These niggas is trying to buy houses. Like, we wasn't just hustling for sneakers. We wanted to be big like this shit. Like, we gotta get a connect. Like, you wasn't young, dumb nigga. It's just that mass incarceration shit fucked everything up. But you was around for that, Bootsie. You went from watching Blue and them niggas to sitting in the jukebox to you got to see all this shit, bro. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Live in your face, bro. You know what I'm saying? You got to see this. Like, right now we in 88, 89. We don't listen, party people. We didn't even hit the 90s yet.
Facts.
We're in 1990 right now. You know what I'm saying?
I jumped off the porch early.
We talking about 1990, 89, 90.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Now, that thing with Kevin Child, right? I don't know if he's mad at AZ. I don't even know why he was. But for some reason, he's upset that he probably felt that AZ got the sympathy that he should have gotten when that situation happened with his mother. Like, people be like, Kevin Childs a rat. Kevin Childs was soft, but nobody never.
I believe that.
But nobody ever put nothing on A.
I stand on that.
But did Kev testify? I ain't never heard he testified.
No, not to testify.
They just was saying he ain't handle his business in the street. That's what they was just saying. He ain't handle his business in the streets or whatever. But
yeah, he didn't. He had an opportunity.
But that wouldn't be a real man to be mad at another man for their own situation, for you to be mad and make, up accusations like that, because he never produced the paperwork. And that's what I said. I know for a fact A ain't never do business with Kevin. You know what I'm saying? Because I was around every day all the time. And I just knew that couldn't have been true. What could A told? Not only that, everybody know how the feds will play. They'll say so-and-so saying something about you or throw your name in something indirect in paperwork. But it really ain't saying nothing. But to you, it's saying something. And a lot of us don't know how to read paperwork at that point in time until we started learning this shit, because we wasn't going to jail like that easy. But really, him and A used to mess with his with Kevin Child's lady, the one named Rika. And yeah. So it's a little bit deeper than that. I don't want to get too deep about what it was, because it was personal, and Rika's still out here, so I don't want to disrespect her or nothing like that. But it just basically, it was something with that type of stuff, man.
Now, what I remember, right? I was in the school I went to, right? This guy was cool with Kevin Childs, actually my class. But I think you know, son, Eddie Cash. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know Eddie Cash.
I went to Norman Thomas. And he would always talk about Kevin Childs and how Alpo would come on the west side and all the dudes, the young chicks. Because you know, he riding around with, that riding bike shit he used to do all day.
Right.
A lot of times, but Poe was really known like when other people talk about Poe, they talk about when he drives on the block with the motorcycle shit. He always came through the fast and with his shirt off, and he's doing these pop-up wins for 4 blocks. And but he was fucking with Kevin Childs when Kevin Childs had that store. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, he used to tell us, like, we in class. You know Norman Thomas. This is the 80s. Like, yo, Kevin Childs is my man. And I gotta be honest with you. In the conversation of hustle on the West Side, those were the names. Like when you mentioned Rich Porter, Kevin Childs, AZ. Poe was just he on the East Side getting money with them. You put him up there with them, but that was the echelon back then. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo,
Facts.
the West Side niggas is these niggas. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
And I'm not taking it away from Poe, but that was the conversation. Like, yeah, Poe's a new guy on the block coming through with the bikes and all that. A lot of people who asked about that game was flying with bikes. You know what I'm saying?
Poe used to do a lot of stuff that bring a lot of attention. So he knew what he was doing. It's basically he was marketing himself to be that dude anyway. Like that firecracker stuff that they talk about on the East Side, that started with him and AZ in front of my building. They'd go to 42nd Street, spend $2,000-$3,000 worth of, and go bring the fireworks back, give them to the kids, take that long round roll and roll it all the way from 147th all the way in the middle on the yellow line, all the way down to 46 and spark it up and let it crack, let the firecrackers be popping and all the kids and everybody shooting skyrockets and all that. That started in my block.
Now, I'm going to tell you where Poe was seen that on the East Side was on 116th Street, 115th Street by Jeff. The mob was over
Trav, I see you. What's good? What up, kid?
What's the guy? Those guys I told Tony Ducks and all them was running around.
They got me on the clubhouse movement.
July 4th, they would do a big fireworks show. And don't shut First Ave down. Because back then, there was a heavy mafia presence growing up in East Harlem. Like, you go on President Avenue, you see mad mob niggas at one point in time outside. I think Poe used to see that because, because Poe used to ride bikes from the East Side. Everybody used to ride on Randall's Alley and all this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Everybody rolled together. So, dudes that was doing tricks and all that shit, they would go to the West Side to perform. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That, you know what I'm saying? A lot of niggas on the West Side wasn't into all that Appleback shit, but he was. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of things he's seen on the East Side, he was just trying to bring to the West Side. You know what I'm saying? That probably niggas wasn't even thinking about. You know what I'm saying?
Poe used to be on 116th with Vito and all them too, right there, Manhattan Avenue at the game room right there, right around the corner.
Yeah. The rap niggas is over there, man. Them MMG niggas, you know what I'm saying? Daddy's Black and all of them. They used to be over here about 118th and all that.
Right.
My sister-in-law used to live on 118th Street in Manhattan. You probably know her name was Tawana Johnson. She passed away, though. But that's when Sean Bain used to be over there. Sean Bain, Corey Hine used to be over there.
Where at? In Manhattan Avenue?
That's 118th of Manhattan. Where that store is at?
Yeah, I used to be right there with Kevin Frost, right there on the corner.
Yeah, but her name was Tawana Johnson.
I gotta know her then.
Yeah, she passed away. If I see your picture, you'll start laughing.
Right. Wow.
I see your picture, but you know what I'm saying? Yeah, she just passed away. She had my niece Court. Yeah, she didn't go there. Got the walkway thing right by the store on the corner where the store is at. Right there, boom.
Yeah, that's my baby Carl building.
See? Yeah, they call some more. They call see. And this is a different time of Manhattan. That we talk about when Ali Mo was alive. You know what I'm saying? You hear me?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When they had the little house store on 8th Avenue, I think they sold butt out of that shit. You know what I'm saying? By 118, but they said they were a health food joint right there.
Right.
This is a different time of Harlem. Bootsie, we in Harlem right now. See, this is the shit that these rap niggas can't talk about, bro. You hear me?
Exactly.
This is the shit. Y'all niggas need their hair, bro. This is the shit.
Exactly.
It's funny.
Y'all both got YouTubes. Y'all need to link on your YouTube shit, do some Harlem shit, the East Side to the West Side.
Yes, look how.
Guess what? I'm doing YouTube right now as we speak.
Oh, well, definitely salute. Because I'm gonna tell you something, Bootsie. I'm gonna tell you, man. I remember I'm 16, 17 years old. I'm 18 years old. These are the conversations. Now, again, I'm not like good example, the Brooklyn nigga came on my projects on the east side. His name's Anthony Milton. For some of y'all niggas that's from Federal Gig that know who he is. Older guy. Nigga brought him to my projects, told them niggas, Paul and a bunch of other niggas started working at D. He told them niggas they couldn't hustle no more. I don't remember Paul coming back shooting the projects up. You know what I'm saying? I
Right.
just remember him packing it up like everybody else packed it up. When he said that niggas can't be out here from 12 to 12. You know what I'm saying? Only one person got mad, nobody is, so the situation happened, but let me shout out to my projects, Washington Projects. Now, when he go to the west side, you see how we have a conversation and Cole's not really a part of it, even with this brainless shit, bro. You got to see shit, bro, with them Jamaican niggas, like, you got
Yeah,
to see
man.
blue.
Pre-
They the story before the story, bro,
Yeah, those is like our family right there. They gonna roll with us. I used to come outside stepping over Jamaican nigga getting shot up. I almost got hit up in that war.
Now, question. Max is telling me a story. It had Amos Key. He said it's sensitive, but it's crazy. He said some nigga named Tito Johnson, that put in jail, that Nicky Vaughn put in jail. He said he came on, I think, your block and told niggas they couldn't hustle for some weird reason. You know what I'm saying, Yanni?
On which block?
I think he went on a block that I think Faz said Tito Johnson came on his block saying like niggas couldn't hustle out there, some shit like that. And he said shit went all the way left. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's a fact. Ain't nothing but shooters on my block.
All the way left. He said that block. He said, yo, see, man, this Tito Johnson nigga, the old nigga, he got out of jail. He tried to tell niggas that what they couldn't do. And shit went all the way left. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a fact. Ain't nobody ever came to that block and ever told nobody they can't do that. Ever. After the era died down, I had the building to myself. And then I had a spot across the street. And a few and a few of my people that grew up together, they could be outside out there doing what they do. Gangsta Lou, he was across the street, and I told him, man, you might as well come over here with us. And Lou was over on there with us, so we pretty much was out there, but ain't nobody ever did that.
Yeah.
And
yes. He said niggas hit the food, man. He had me laugh. I said, fat, you crazy. These old niggas be getting out of jail thinking it's 1974. You know what I'm saying? I was like, this nigga crazy. And you know, like I said, man, just me coming to the west side, seeing how it was lit, it was crazy. And that story, see how you breaking the history down? The story sounds even better. So now it makes sense. The streets never really caught A-Rap. I'm gonna be honest with you. The internet really created that algorithm, even though people feel the way they felt, but the internet overall created that algorithm. Because A produced a record that most of us old niggas might still play. You know what I'm saying? Kick that gangster shit. And I do remember in 95 when those guys came down from the pill, because they might change the story now. They gotta have somebody jump online. No, that wasn't the facts. It was a fact. Nigga, you Google it. Put Kevin Clark the pill. I see what it says. He had in the pill, bro. And them niggas decided to get retried and get the time they got. You know what I'm saying? You hear me?
right.
They top out sometimes, bro. Y'all can Google that.
Is he home?
Who?
Kevin Clark.
Yeah, them dumb niggas went back to trial thinking that they could beat it, feeling like they couldn't find the witnesses. And I think they found some of the witnesses that were still alive. You hear me?
Only one that was alive, only witness that was alive was the female and AZ. My bro Charlie C died in there, and all the other Joanne friends died in there.
I don't think AZ retestified. I don't think he came back to court in 95.
No, I doubt that very
He
seriously.
didn't come back. They overturned had nothing to do with the actual case. It was that Kevin Clark was fucking with a juror. And that's why they overturned it. So it had nothing to do with the evidence. The evidence was still in play. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They just needed people to retract the story.
Right.
So in 1995, we would have knew if I can't say about 87, but 1995, niggas would have knew, yo, ain't got on the stand. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we're just clarifying that.
Right.
Niggas in jail now because they decided not to plead out. They thought they could beat the system. And I'll tell you some dumb shit. Yo, they won't be 40 years. You got 20 years, stupid. Well, watch niggas come home from 40 years now. That's no excuse. Princess is like 35, bro. Am I right? Well, watch you niggas come home. You need to like 20-something. So we can't say...
Hold up, Z. So, you gotta... All right, so let's get this correct, because there's a domino effect with that.
Yeah.
AZ told on and it kept
Yes.
fat.
Fact.
And that's the domino effect.
That was the domino
If,
effect.
if AZ ain't say nothing, and if niggas would have, you know what I mean, been able to handle their business, you know what I mean, it would have been different. So niggas is in there because of that. That's it. I don't give a fuck if the nigga didn't come back, get on the stand later.
Yeah.
He did it.
He did.
And he also drove people to court, and he also made statements to people in the courtroom. So that's it. He got tough in the courtroom, but he didn't get tough in the street. So we're not going to do that.
Gotcha. Yeah. Let me be well versed here. You know what I'm saying? Let me be well versed here. But more of the story is, it's like, because I still feel the way I feel, but it's like, it's nothing to but to it. Just hearing the story now from somebody else, right? So now it was a bunch of, it wasn't how the internet portrayed, or the world, because even on the east side, people portrayed a picture of what he was doing on the west side. Like, a lot of us thought that he was just bullying niggas over there. You know what I'm saying? Be honest with you, Bootsie. We just thought that, yo, he over there, he's videotaping chicks and he's slapping niggas and he's doing all this crazy shit. Because we're having secondhand smoke. You know what I'm saying?
My homeboy, God bless him, named Mo. And they was telling me the dude, now I know his name, but he shot Poe in the ass for playing with him. But he live on the east. He's from the east side, but he used to be over on the west side. But
he's not from the east side, bro. The dude is not from there. He's not from the east side.
Where he from the west?
Exactly. And that was my man that did it.
Yeah, that's Jacob, man. That's Jacob.
Who you talking about, Reggie?
I don't speak on people's names.
Yeah, we got along. We're going to say that.
But you know what I'm saying? They made him this is martyr. And I know, but being where I was at least be like, because I remember they had a situation in this thing, and the Brooklyn nigga came and so niggas they couldn't hustle out there no more. I don't remember son losing his mind. So I remember seeing them, just being from, but there were so many other niggas on the east side that just overcrowded him. You know what I'm saying? So what I was saying is, that generation, the niggas on the east side that I respected was niggas like Daddy, Daddy, Ruben, that class of niggas that was in our face every day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's my boy. Daddy used to,
he was good. He was a good dude. He used to come through.
Yep.
And he used to like you know what I'm saying? We went like on the east side. We had midnights and all that. You know what I'm saying? We had different spots. The steakhouse on 86th Street, and there was a certain shit on the upper east side that we all fucked with. And niggas was called one fish, two fish. You know what I'm saying?
When Daddy came home, he was touching everybody. So my spot was slow. I'm like, damn, man, I had some trash. So, my boy plugged me with Daddy straight to him. That man gave me something. It was with some purple tops, man. That shit had the building jumping. I said, yo. And then he started seeing how I was doing, and Daddy used to just come on the block and hang out with me. Him, Johan, Ruben, and all that. And I used to go hang out with them down there. But
yeah, it's the real Cameron. That's when Cameron, the real Cameron and all of them, the Reynolds and all of them.
Facts.
A different generation. When Pumpkin Cab in the building, when the niggas had the dog. See, Bootsie, what we're talking about now, these rap niggas can't tell that story, bro. You hear me?
Never.
Them names you just said right there, bro. They can't
Hey, Z Black, right? Bootsie, a thought just came to my mind, right? Because of what we talking about, right? You see, most people from our perspective, from a street perspective, that they give, let's say, Rich Porter, street legends, what I mean? They give them their props. But what about the street legends that was more so involved with the community? When I say that, meaning my man, right? The same people we talking about, my man Big Bro GF, right? Georgie and them, they helped save the Apollo and stuff like that. Stuff like that is monumental, but from a street perspective, we don't really speak about that.
Facts. That's true.
You know why? Because
I'm talking about, I don't mean to cut your wisdom. My big bro used to manage Patty LaBelle. Like, that's major. That's major coming from that perspective back then. But a lot of people don't know about that part of them.
But that's the point right there. A lot of people don't know about it. You know what I'm saying? And
plus, I got content. We don't mention it like me. Niggas be like, Z, why you shout these east side niggas out that nobody knows? But you put them on different platforms. I think niggas ain't
We went over that already, Z Black. I mentioned it. I always mention my GF. He taught me how to read and write, so I always mention him. But people look over that. People look over that and think about the more modern day stuff or the stuff they can relate to more, or the stuff they heard about more.
That's true,
Like,
cause
I personally been it around Georgie. He don't like to talk about that negative stuff. He don't like to talk about it. He don't like to glorify it or nothing. If you know, you know. If you don't, he ain't gonna speak about it.
well, what you saying. You just made a valuable point because I just said it in a joint that I did on my podcast yesterday about how Lou Sims now is home and helping feed the homeless. He created a crew, and nobody talk about it. But I posted it on my page. Unique posted it on his page, and a lot of people don't talk about it. But why people don't talk about it? Because people want to hear that gangster stuff. Like we like.
He control the whip in the feds. He ride the car. He control the car. That's all they want to hear.
Right.
They want to hear the positive side.
Right, and that's the problem.
That's the people.
That's the people. That's a fact.
So let's know the people. If somebody like when I share something like that, people see that. Oh shit, they may not comment, but they'll look. Oh shit, Lou Sims is doing the right thing, and that's just making them. So when he walks outside, it's like go, yo Lou, salute, you doing the right thing. That's what matters.
Facts.
When I don't front, when I see Jacob and Jacob be out there with his camera and he be doing what he doing, I look and go, I salute that because it's people in businesses that niggas they go, yo, who owns that shit? Like, yo, I salute them. It's us, the people. If I make content on crazy shit all day, then that's what people are tired. I gotta mix it up, bro. And that's what I do. I mix it up. I got niggas right now on the east side that be calling tomorrow. They I love you. Who the fuck is this, yo? Because they doing the right thing and they going, yo, see, you really saw my transition. You know what I'm saying? Like, you really showed my transition, bro. And I appreciate that. You showed me from when I was on the block to now I'm working the house. You know what I'm saying? Yo, salute to you, see? It make me feel good when my kids see this. That's what they doing it for. They doing it for their kids, bro. You know what I'm saying?
And a lot of this stuff that's being told right now have to be told because when you get people that start trying to change it around, like Cam might got his reason for saying whatever he said and have his beliefs, but you can't have that being said like that because now you changing history and the kids won't understand where they come from to know where they're going. And we're not glorifying it, but the only way the kids gonna believe when we do tell them something positive is that we really was there because we don't want to hear nothing from nobody that never was really there.
Bootsie, my point of view is this, right? We're about the same age or around the same age. When I was young, right, I always advocate this. The rappers wanted to be like the streets. The rappers wasn't the top.
Facts.
We understand that.
Facts.
Now it changed since then. They became the top dog or the most popular people. And they don't want to let that ring go. That's where Cameron fit in at.
Facts.
Them the people that wanted to be us, but they couldn't be us at the time, and now they there, so they don't want to let people like us back in unless we cooperate with them. Do you understand?
Nah, that makes sense because I was trying to figure it out. That make a lot of sense. But those were people like me gonna speak up, and I love Cam and all that, but it wasn't in no disrespectful manner. I was just pulling his coat. Nah, that ain't what it was, and this what it is, and this what it was, and we not gonna let that. No, we're not gonna let no rappers or R&B singers, nobody change what history, because we had them bullets flying by our heads for real, for real. We went and did bids for real, for real. So you can't just take it just because you are just a person, just because they on top of the world at this point. Nah, pay homage, man, because I still pay homage to my OGs, my nigga. It doesn't matter.
Y'all talk about what Cam said. Cam, he said he made more money than AZ and everything. Yeah. Y'all talk about that?
When he said he the king of Harlem.
He the king of Harlem. He did it better. Nobody ever did it better than him. Come on, man.
But he bugging on that. He is not the king of Harlem. That's a fact. He is not the king of Harlem.
Now, the first time I fucked with niggas for $11.99, I got a pack from my man Choo on $11.99. You might know Choo, but my man Choo, you know what I'm saying? He goes deep, and then I come through. I got a box. I got the niggas I'm fucking with on 117th Street. I can't say the location, but this is 89, my nigga. Yeah, this is 1989. You know what I'm saying? 89. And the nigga was official because the nigga that was on that block, he came to me like, yo, son, you out here? Who you out here for? And I said the nigga name. The nigga said, all right, you first, son, be careful. This is an East Side nigga. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like,
Facts.
oh shit. You know what I'm saying? That was official. Niggas came to me, bro. Like, yo, you out here? Who out here for? I said, yeah, I'm out here with boom, boom, boom. That's the one time I needed some money. I said, yo, son, I go over there. I click. You know what I'm saying? I need some quick money. He said, all right, boom, just go over there. You good. Don't worry about it. It wasn't, you know what I'm saying? And that said a lot about that name. Because he wasn't out there with me. I was just out there like, yo, what's up? What's up? I got blue top, whatever I had. You know what I'm saying? Them niggas from the block stepped at me. Like, yo, son, you got what? Huh? Who out here for? I said, boom, boom, boom. He said, all right, boom, good. See, niggas don't get that. That's a different conversation. Am I right? You know what I'm saying?
But hold up, but yo, Z Black, right?
You know what I'm saying?
Yo, hey, yo, If yo, Z Black on some real shit, right? Cam, you hear me? Cam shouldn't be qualified to speak on the subject. The reason why I feel like that is this. Before you clean your backyard, before you talk about somebody else, you got to clean your own backyard, Z Black. When you point one finger at somebody, you got 3 pointing back at yourself. Now, bust this, right? He up there talking about AZ did wrong, he told. That's a fact, undisputed. But he has a person up there with him. Why he's saying that? Freaky Zeke's sitting up on the platform with him. Why he's saying that? And he did the same goddamn thing.
Yeah, that's just.
So make it make sense, bro. So how do anybody even receive the information he's saying? Let's be realistic about this. Let's use our scruples, man. Come on, man.
Projects. You know what's so funny? I'm gonna be
He
honest.
disqualified.
Yeah, exactly. But Zeke is about projects, right? And be honest with you, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be honest with you. When you talk about Washington, you notice I never said his name, right? I don't say his name at all. You ever seen a video where I said, yeah, we was on the block and he was down the block shooting? To me, Zeke, he did bad. He did all the way bad. You know what I'm saying? But he doesn't. I think in Cam's brain is Zeke never mattered in that. That was his hype man, son. You know what I'm saying? That's my hype man.
Well, then AZ shouldn't matter neither. Then,
Yeah, son, that's his hype man.
but it don't matter. It's the hype man, but he's still from the streets though. Regardless, he's still from the streets, and so it's all the same thing. If you're gonna, like homie said, if you point a finger, you gotta point it at everybody. And that I'm just
He
being.
got Zeke with him. He got him with him.
That's a
Yeah,
fact.
he do. You got that nigga with him. I mean, I don't.
And Cam perspective, he said who got a longer run than him, and he mixed it with the streets, and he mixed signaled it like I really wasn't talking about the streets. I'm talking about now, but you said it and you compared to AZ, so it's like contradictive. You know what I'm saying? Who doing what now? Like movies and podcasts and music or whatever. Well, Dipset ain't been around in a while, so but still he can do music because he's still relevant. Now, if you want to go get technical about who's still outside, Kirk Frost, which is Kev Frost, brother, he got everything going on. The movies, he's on one of the biggest uh, uh, reality shows around, and he was getting money in spots back in the days. You got to look at me. I just broke the whole story down to y'all. I'm still outside. I got a podcast. It ain't big as Cam's, but I'm generating movement. I got movies on Tubi. I got one that I own with one of my partners, and 2 of them that I'm executive producer for. I still probably ain't got camera money, but I'm still outside, and I was outside.
No, OG, it ain't about the money. It's about like who the young motherfuckers gonna listen to. So if you say something and Cameron say something, the young motherfuckers gonna listen to Cameron. They ain't gonna listen to you.
And that's the advantage that he have, and that ain't fair to say that. That's why it's not. That's why I had to check.
OG, let me say something.
Yeah, my bad, my bad.
And that's no disrespect, cause they gonna be like, who the fuck is this nigga? Like, that nigga ain't killer. That nigga, that's how motherfuckers mostly look at it. If you ain't got the jewels, the flash, like niggas ain't gonna really listen to you except the niggas that really know.
Nah, facts. But I'm outside too though, and the young niggas know who I am, cause I make noise everywhere, parties, all. I still do big parties, big functions. I do all of it. So, but he's on a larger streaming, larger platform than I am. So I get what you saying. You absolutely right. But that's why I had to stand up and let him know that ain't what it is, though, my brother. And I got a lot of love and respect for Kane. He did a lot of stuff for me. But that's not what it is, because we still outside doing things and making noise. But I also feed the homeless and all that. I put that on my podcast. And like homie just said a minute ago, nobody talks about the good stuff. People only want to hear negative. It's like when we was in school, everybody know two people about to fight. We break our neck getting outside to see that
Get
fight.
outside. Somebody got it's what's crazy you said that Bootsie. I remember when I used to go to Jefferson Projects around 88, 89. And Cam was going to Manhattan Center, you know what I'm saying? And Rock, that's his man. You know, Rock, Coach Dave,
Yeah.
And I remember Rock used to really support Cam. Like, these niggas, that's my man. My man's good in basketball. Hustling wise at that time, Cam wasn't even hustling with Rock and them, bro. You hear me? They was just like supporting them. Like, that's my man. Yo, Dave has a team. Cam is on the team. You know what I'm saying? And when we talk about those years, there was a war in Jeff. First half versus second half. We know the history. A lot of shit that me and Bootsie talking about depended on certain blocks on the east side that was going through it with them niggas in Jeff. You know what I'm saying? Over a situation. We're not gonna go into that. Both those men rest in peace. Right? Cam was playing basketball, bro. He was really playing basketball.
Right.
That's when we seen Cam on the east side. When Cam saying so for you, that was a surprise for me because I know Cam for being on the east side, Manhattan Center, him fucking with Rock and Rock was trying to do the rap shit. To be honest with you, they don't talk about Rock City. He had a record out before Cam had a record out, bro. You hear me? With Frankie Couples. You know what I'm saying? On a major record deal. Record label. And my man Jay Quest, there's the Frankie Couples compilation album. The same album that has Puerto Rico on it. It's the same album that Rock City owns on. Let me be correct. I don't want to say he was out before Cam was fucking with Mason. He was doing mixtapes and records, so I can't even say that. But Rock City, he was the rap nigga. He was fucking with Chill Will from the east side, but Chill Will went to jail. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's how I was around. I remember Cameron taking packs and Jeff, bro. There was a war going on between first half and second half. That's historical facts over names we just said 20 minutes ago. Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But and then you gotta look at it also. Cam in the movie, I'm in the movie with Cam. One of the scenes that's most popular. I walk around anywhere. People pull me up in the malls and airports and all that just from that one scene. I'm in the movie.
What movie is that? That's the joke with Dane?
Paid in full.
Oh, what part you played in Paid in Full?
The dude holding the chain up. You shining now, B. That's me.
Oh, okay.
Now, what happened in real life? What created that in real life? What happened?
As far as what?
That situation. Was that quote that made up on?
Nah, that was a made up situation.
Oh, that was made up situation.
And I was really over there to do consultant work with the actors because it was shot in Canada. So Rich and them wasn't over there. My brother Jay Black, he was Rich Porter Lieutenant. So they flew him over there first. And then they flew me over there second. So I went to do consultant work. They needed a person to play a third goon, which was, they asked me to do it. And I was like, I don't feel like doing that, man. I had to go get dressed and all that. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to do it. And I didn't know it was going to be big like that. When they gave Cam the award at the Source Awards, they used that scene, had it on the big screen. And, just the history still rolling. I still do Paid in Full 90s parties. I just did one. And I got one coming up on May the 3rd with the BBS boys. And down here, we about to do a big function. So that's why I say I'm still outside. I'm in the Honor Up movie with a shootout scene. So I'm still outside.
And this is now, you see how we're building, right? About Evan and Clark. This is no hip hop shit. Now you see how me and Bootsie got respect. We can cloud chase and mention really certain situations and certain names, but we're not going to mention it because that's not what this content's about.
Facts.
Y'all learning something. You know what I'm saying? I can mention some shit right now that'll probably go crazy. Even Bootsie, so we're not here for that. We're mentioning things that y'all can catch on to. It was Blue, then A&M, the game changed, the prices changed, East Side, West Side, Lincoln Projects, these made these connections. Okay, and it took 10, 15 years, but Baby Maine had his time. But Baby Maine come from this cloth of individuals. Everybody was connected. You see that one? Everybody somewhat was connected. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it was easy to go, if I pull up on your block, right, and go, yo, son, let me get 150 grams. Yo, who you see? And they can just call somebody, where you from? Yo, he ain't no good. He ain't no good now. He ain't got nothing. That's how easy the game was. Only difference was that the Dominicans made it easier for me to go to any block of this bar work. Not me per se. But I'm just saying, going uptown is hopping for a bus going, yo, son, let me get 50 grams. Compared to really fucking with a real connect. See, a lot of niggas didn't have connects, bro. A lot of niggas was freelance buying work from niggas. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
You get whatever they got outside. That's a different conversation, though. You know what I mean? You can't run a block that way.
That's a
You know what I'm
fact.
saying? But a lot of dudes did do good, bro. A lot of dudes did have basketball teams. A lot of dudes, what's the rest of them AAU teams or the Gaucho teams? A lot of dudes went pro because the local hustler had a real basketball team. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Football league. Yo, Bootsie, they don't even talk about the football shit niggas had going on.
Yeah.
They had the football shit going on, bro. With OG One and them niggas with but they don't talk about that. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. And baseball with Rich Porter and them used to play baseball against each other for
son.
Big Dave and them from the east side. God bless them.
God bless him. My grandmother lived in Chab, so you know they used to be on Madison. That's when Madison was lit by the rent off, bro. You hear me? I'm talking about when Freckles was out there. Olaf's, shout out to Olaf's. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if they're still there, but that was the spot over there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Madison Avenue. This is when Madison Avenue was lit.
Yep. That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? This is yo, son. It's funny because when we go into this, and it's sorry to say this, you have to you have to correct what's put out there. If he said fuck A, he did it bigger than these Harlem niggas. So let's have this conversation. He just mentioned the block, right? You can't mention the East Side without mentioning the city. Like you said, Cameron, Middles. Let's talk about Billy Motion and before he caught the 100 years. You know what I'm saying, you hear me? How niggas is coming to the East Side fucking with East Side niggas. You know what I'm saying? How Shorty was running around. See, that's what I'm saying. There's so much shit that niggas can say, bro. And we talking about before 1990. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Shout out to Harlem, man. Don't ever take, I'm gonna fuck how gentrified Harlem get. You can't take nothing away from Harlem and Sugar Hill, bro. You hear me? Can't take nothing away, bro.
And we gotta look at it. Yeah, my bad, bro.
Now keep going.
Yeah, we can't. We gotta look at it like this too. The mobsters tell their stories, and it's interesting. It's just like a movie. It's interesting. No matter how many times you hear it, you ain't gonna say everything correct, and then you get it correct, so it get more interesting to the people that's listening to it.
Listening, bro.
It's a movie. It is.
Yo, Jacob, right? People argue with Jacob sometimes, but Jacob says something that fly over niggas' heads. The Spanish niggas that was getting those Grizzlies, they was beating they Spanish niggas, you know what I'm saying? So this is how they was winning. When Eduardo came back with 1,000, whatever he was doing, he was beating his circle of friends, you know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So when we had a plug, that's why you hear, yo, how he was making 500,000? Because he was really looking out for the people. Because a nigga, you could have $1 million and a nigga tell you no, bro, you hear me? Nah, we don't got none. But if your last name was Martinez, they'll give it to you. No disrespect. I grew up in Spanish Harlem, bro. You hear me? That racial divide didn't change until the Dominicans fucked the game up. But he said, son, you know what I'm saying? Before that, you had, so when you hear these connects, you hear Fritz and these that names, they was the only niggas that was fucking with a nigga that was coming from Mississippi. Yo, Fritz, you know what I'm saying? You hear me? They was the only niggas that was allowing a nigga like me to go to North Carolina. And I wasn't fucking with Fritz, but go to NC and get a assignment and I could blow a town up. You know what I'm saying? New York. In all these little southern towns, and even upstate New York or Boston, New York, or whatever the fuck that is, bro.
I'm glad you said that, and this another thing. This another thing. I'm glad you said that because this is another thing that I mentioned when I was replying to Cam. A and them didn't have to go out of town because the out of town niggas was coming to them and taking it back to the town. So in essence, they still was there. While you got to get on the highway and take it over there. So that's a whole other conversation from what you just said. That's a fact.
Yeah, it was. So I was there. I was in Larkin Orange Street, Albany, 1989. A man Goldfinger, the nigga named Shoe from the West Side. They going through it. What they going through it for? Yo, because I told the nigga basically they was talking about certain blocks. I didn't tell they could hustle on. They have a meeting. Like, yo, son, my man, yo, T-Go, bring this shit, man. He tells me the story. They both got hit by Fritz. You know what I'm saying? You hear me? So they had to go to the tables to not fuck this money up. That's out of town money. You got niggas that they was going to the same town, 5 niggas in the same town getting hit by the same nigga. So how wasn't that man eating in that town without having to leave his joint? If they're saying he's missing consignment, may that man rest in peace, bro. That's how niggas was moving, bro. Because like I said, before the Dominicans opened the floodgates open, you had to know somebody. You had to know somebody, bro. And I ain't gonna front. It's not like we glorify this shit, but we got these rap niggas talk about so much Harlem shit. Let's fucking talk about it. Like Bootsie said, we was the niggas ducking bullets and all this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
We was the niggas that was outside ducking TNT, the cab niggas, the stickum kid niggas.
Facts.
Remember, we dealt with the Wu-head niggas.
Exactly. And nobody can't just come in and talk when it's easy outside now and make it look like they did something immaculate. You didn't do nothing immaculate if you wasn't ducking and dodging them real police and them real stick-up niggas. You can't. And then not only that, we still outside, and on the path of making millions of dollars. We not sitting still. We working every day. And back then, with what you was just saying too, AZ plugged me. He gave me permission to be able to go to the Connect and buy my own stuff. And I used to go buy from the same Connect. I probably get an eighth that costs $2,000, go to my building, and I'm rocking, and I'm building, and I'm getting money now. So I had that capability. I didn't have to get it from A no more. So a lot of people didn't have that capability though. Some niggas used to go buy bottles, the 2 for 5s, and go back to their hood where they don't sell 2 for 5s and sell them for $5 a piece.
Talk about it, Bootsie. How many niggas that we call them real niggas and took the Dominicans and really opened up the spot? And they was buying bottles. Yo, they had to buy. Yo, I'm pulling on some block. Huh? Buy it, it's $500 grand. Yo, we don't know nobody. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. I get what you're doing, but don't get too hyped. You know what I'm saying? A lot of niggas die for the shit that y'all rapping about. Fuck with Blade opener, fuck all this gay shit, niggas getting cut. That's jail shit. That's been going on for decades in jail. Baseballs. We're talking about on the street. When you rapping about blocks that niggas really died over, well, you know what I'm saying? That's so you see what I'm saying? They glorifying this shit. But then when we talk about it, yo, your niggas is glorified. But this nigga didn't say he didn't know fucking wrist for. You know what I'm saying? Come on, bro. You just broke some shit down. Look. You started from the beginning. From Blue. You started from the beginning, bro. Salute to you, Bootsie. Facts. Appreciate that, my G.
Definitely. You started from the beginning. We didn't even get to Mecca Audio in the club yet. We didn't even get to them niggas yet.
Facts.
Shout out to Bootsie, bro. You know what I'm saying?
And that.
You niggas want to know about what's going on the east side? Ask a nigga that was outside, bro. You know what I'm saying? He just said a lot of niggas were together. There was a bad war in East Harlem at one point in time over a basketball game. That's all I'm gonna say, bro. You hear me? On that part of the east side, man. But your niggas, wasn't outside for that. They had to do with that. So that's why they tiptoe. There's still bad blood between niggas my age because of that situation. You know what I'm saying? So, with that being said, man, yo, salute to you, Guards and King. Yo, Fox, snatch your chain. Don't forget to snatch your chain, Fox. You gotta put that work in. I appreciate you. We should gotta do this shit again, bro. You hear me? I
appreciate y'all, man. I'm ready whenever y'all are.
Send us a phone call away, man.
Facts.
Shout out to the whole fucking East Harlem.
That's what's up. Peace.